Just before we get started, this is your only warning, folks. Spoilers ahoy! Leave now if you've yet to see Avengers Infinity War. It's worth a watch. Go and enjoy yourself and then come back. Infinity War may have made its way to cinemas with its surprises well and truly intact, but now that it's been released, it's time to examine exactly what those surprises mean. With the wartime Nazi turning up alive on the planet Vormir and, well, that raises a hell of a lot of questions. It turns out that the former Hydra Commander-in-Chief was transported to Vormir by the Tesseract, whereupon he took the title of Stonekeeper. He has a pivotal influence in informing Thanos of the cost of achieving the Soul Stone, and while his fate was left unresolved in the wake of Gamora's death, it wouldn't be at all surprising if Marvel have set up the character for a full return in Avengers 4, especially with the souls of half the universe tied directly to the stone he himself ceded to Thanos. There are a whole host of questions that have accompanied this return, and with Weaving having departed the role for good, now replaced with The Walking Dead's Ross Marquand, the door is very much open for the character to play a key role in the franchise's future, a future that is said to lack a Steve Rogers, should Chris Evans make good on his promise to leave the shield behind after Avengers 4. Equally, Marvel could just close the door on the character. That wouldn't be a massive problem either, particularly given how most audiences had pretty much forgotten about the villain after 7 years spent out of the spotlight, and that his one scene in Avengers Infinity War served a purpose in closing the door on him. It's a nice throwback to a Marvel film that, unfortunately, tends to get a bit overlooked, but that doesn't stop the fact that the fans will be contemplating the character's future, and whether or not he could in fact collide with Steve Rogers one last time. This is all rather exciting to speculate on, especially since before last week literally no one would have thought Red Skull would grace the big screen again. It isn't without its problems though, and while seeing Red Skull fight Captain America again presents a fantastic opportunity to close both characters' respective journeys, the lingering thought of what could have been will no doubt remain amongst true believers everywhere. And therein lies the rub. Of course it's fantastic to see Red Skull back. Not literally, of course, the man's a f***ing evil space Nazi, but even if he appears in Avengers 4, he does so in the context of Chris Evans' final appearance as Captain America, so one of the medium's greatest rivalries will only last 3 films. It's not exactly that Marvel are strangers to wasting potential either. Ben Urich was killed off in Daredevil Season 1 despite his integral role in the comics, and the Thor films, up until Ragnarok at least, were frequently accused of squandering the lore established by Jack Kirby during the character's seminal 60s years. But all this in no way detracts from Infinity War's most fan-pleasing surprise, and to be honest, it makes more than enough sense to end both Red Skull and Steve Rogers' journey in the same place. They're both men out of time, both literally and figuratively, and while the brief reunion will be bittersweet for a whole host of reasons, it's better to have the character back than to not have him at all, even if it does bring a host of its own problems to the MCU. But what do you think about Red Skull's return? Should he go toe-to-toe with the first Avenger one more time, or do you think this brief cameo was his last appearance in the MCU? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and visit whatculture.com for daily news and articles.
Oh, wasn't that something? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe below, and also the people who made this lovely video, they're appearing right here. But if you're thinking to yourself, I want to see more content, Jules, then why not look above my head, as there probably is some. I don't know. I can't see it. Until next time.